GTM Podcast Buddhist Knowledge Blessing 4 Living in Amendable Location Part 3 Components Part 2 From the previous episode, we have learned and understand so far of the three components that affect in amendable location. In this episode, we will continue with amendable Dhamma. As for its definitions, Dhamma is the culture or principle which governs the lifestyle of a society that lives in amendable location. At the most basic level, amendable Dhamma in a society means the government principle of law and order that society abides by. Amendable Dhamma is lacking from countries where outlaws run amok. At a deeper level, amendable Dhamma equates with cultures and tradition that is one of virtue. The law protects society only from acts of violation through the channels of body and speech, but has no effect on the quality of people's minds. The minds of a nation can be shaped for the better only by culture or traditions that raise the quality of mind. Example of these might be the attitude of respect that a child should have toward his parents or a student toward his master. For as long as such traditions are still perpetuated and passed down from one generation to the next in a particular society, that society is still a amenable place to live. By contrast, you should avoid going to live in a barbaric society where a man has no respect for his fellow man. An example of this would be the primitive society which idolized the man who is able to kill his own father, seeing him as fit to be the leader of the tribe. At a yet deeper level, amendable Dhamma in a society means a good educational system which allows the citizens to make a true study of both worldly and spiritual matters, where both schools and temples form the educational infrastructure of society, and all citizens are equipped with sufficient rationale not to be credulous. Deeper still, Buddhism should still be well rooted in that country. The Lord Buddha taught that some people are born empty-handed and die empty-handed because they cannot distinguish between good and bad deeds. They just do whatever they feel like doing. When they are young, their parents bring them up. When they are full grown, they get married and have a family. And their children get married and have their own children. And the family name is perpetuated for another generation. In the end, they pass away and they have no merit or demerit to take with them when they go. It is this sort of person that Buddhism recognizes as being on empty hand and dying empty hand. Put another way, life has been fruitless for them. Even though some people are born on the doorstep of Buddhism, they still leave the world empty hand. So what chance do people who have never been ever come across Buddhism stand? The Lord Buddha thus laid down guidelines for life, teaching that having taken human birth, you must seek benefit both for this lifetime and the next. Benefit can only accrue if you use your body and mind for positive good deeds that will give worthwhile returns on our having been born human. The Lord Buddha taught that, at the very least, you ought to be able to set yourself up in life. If you are in doubt or still have to rely on others for the roof over your head, you have not yet succeeded in even the most rudimentary of human duties. If you are a man and not a mouse, you must be able to stand on your own 2 feet. This is what we call benefit for the present lifetime. From our description so far of the feature of an amendable location, whether the inhabitants know Buddhism or not, they will manage to succeed in fulfilling benefit for the present lifetime. Where those who doesn't know Buddhism miss out is true not knowing how to fulfill benefits for the next lifetime. Without a knowledge of Buddhism, you can do better than use up the merits accrued from previous lifetime. No additional merits are accrued in this lifetime, and at the end of this life, your afterlife destination will be one of suffering. Those who accrue benefit for future lifetimes, when they die, will not go to hell or be born as animals. Whatever the proportion of good and bad deeds they may have done, at the very least, they will take human birth again, even though they may be a handicap in one way or another. For the national level, amendable Dhamma teaching at the national level means having just laws and customs as the national identity. And as for the local, Dhamma for the children means having a good school. If our children have the chance to study at a decent school, it will give them a head start in life, because there is such a great variety of quality in teaching given at different schools. Dhamma for the adults means having a good temple near at hand. At the very least, if there is a temple near to our house, there will be monks who pass near to our house on their alms round, and we will have the opportunity to make merit every morning if you wake up. If we want to listen to a sermon, we won't have to go far. If a site is close to both school and the temple, it will earn plenty of points for amendable Dhamma. And as for neighborhood levels, amendable Dhamma teachings at the neighborhood level means that monks pass on alms round and having temples and school in vicinity. For the household level, this means an atmosphere of enthusiasm for Dhamma learning and teaching in the home, and profit in the next life. The special characteristic of Dhamma teaching that prevents a person from leaving the world empty-handed are the sort of teachings that lead to profit in the hereafter. The Lord Buddha taught that the minimum of virtue required is the four virtues for benefit in the hereafter as follows. 1. Faith. This means confidence in things you ought to have faith in. Being a person of discretion, especially in the operation of the law of karma, that doing good deeds will lead to good outcomes, and that doing evil will lead to bad retribution. Without such well-founded faith, you have little chance of well-being in your future. 2. The precept. You must keep the minimum of 5 precepts as the baseline of your virtues, because the precepts mean the degree to which you are a person as opposed to being a savage. Self-sacrifice. Self-sacrifice has many levels of meaning from the superficial to the deep. At its simplest, it means avoiding being so stingy that you cannot bear to see anyone else sharing your possession or getting any benefit from them. It means the habit liking to share with others. At its deepest level, it means giving up even the destructive feelings you might feel towards other people, or more generally, letting go of anything that encroaches on our quality of mind. For example, all thoughts of evil and unseemly habits until none remain. 4. Wisdom. To be specific, diligence in studying both worldly and spiritual knowledge, so that we can earn a decent living efficiently at the same time, know the difference between good and evil. In order to win the path to heaven, once people are able to identify what is merit and what is demerit, they will gain the inspiration to do only good deeds. Thus knowledge paves the pathway to heaven. And so everyone, these are the components that allow a location to become amenable and suitable for us to live. And how to find such a location or how to consider them, we will continue on in our next podcast. If you like the program, don't forget to subscribe, like and share to supporting us and help us continue our program. See you again in our next episode.